Hey guys, we have Quinn from Hersheypark. Quinn, how are you this morning?
I am wonderful. It's coaster opening day.
I was gonna say the hype is there. Everyone's super excited. I know I was out there the other day getting a chance to kind of see the ride, get that experience, for the very first time. We are opening to the public this weekend. Tell us the why behind Wildcat's Revenge. Why it makes such an awesome upgrade to such a classic ride.
Why not, right? So we're so excited to offer it as our first hybrid coaster. So if you're not aware of what that means, it basically is the best of wood and steel. And I know you got a chance to experience that. But the Wildcat has a really unique history to us here at Hersheypark. It was actually the name of the very first coaster that our founder, Milton Hershey, added to the park all the way back in 1923. So here we are, 100 years later. Wildcat is back and seeking vengeance, as you got a chance to experience.
Yeah, it's such a cool experience. That was one of my favorite rides growing up, and so it was one of those emotional roller coasters, no pun intended. Whenever the announcement was made that it was going to be closed down, and then for that
Right.
refurbishment, and then now we have, lo and behold, Wildcat's Revenge. Walk us through just the experience of the ride of Wildcat's Revenge.
Sure. So I know you've been on the previous version. This is nothing like it. You're going to go a lot higher, a lot faster, and then you invert 4 times. So you're going to go up a lift hill that's 140 feet now, and then you're going to plunge down. It's about an 82-degree drop. You're going to reach speeds of 62 miles per hour. And then, as you mentioned, we invert 4 times. And so the ride manufacturer, Rocky Mountain Construction, they have some really signature elements that they add to their coasters. Some other parks have maybe one or two. We've got all four of what we think makes them really iconic and exciting for you to enjoy only here at Hersheypark.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, how has the hype been there in the park as you guys are getting closer and closer to, the time for launch?
The energy is, you can feel it all over, especially today as we gear up for it to open to the public. A few lucky folks like you, our season pass holders, have gotten a chance to ride it, and people are saying it's so intense, it's so smooth, it doesn't let you up as soon as it gets going. You're surprised by things. Sometimes you're out of your seat, safely, of course. You feel like you're floating. So that's exactly what we wanted in our first hybrid, to give guests this experience that, frankly, they've been asking for a long time. They've been begging us to add a hybrid to our already impressive collection.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that even Skyrush and a few other coasters over the years have given you that experience of flying and
Yes.
floating, but there's just something unique about this, of course, like you said, with being the hybrid coaster that, you feel like you're flying, but you also still feel like, you're experiencing the nostalgia of the ride of Wildcat, even though it is, like you said, completely a different experience and an even more awesome experience. Obviously here looking at Hersheypark going into the summer months, you guys are just getting started with what is really kind of that big peak summer season. What is, there to look forward to, beyond Wildcat's Revenge as we go into the summer season at Hersheypark?
Yeah, so we're so excited. We really feel like this is the summer for you to visit us, whether you're going to see a show at Hersheypark Stadium or come and enjoy our water park, which has 1 million gallons of water, 16 attractions included with tickets. We've got a zoo here too, 70 rides, and now 15 coasters. So we actually have the most coasters of any park in the Northeast. So you could really spend the entire day going from one coaster to another, which is exactly what we think a lot of our guests will do all summer long. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're open daily through Labor Day, so time to make plans.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the beauty of it too is with so many coasters as well, there's that experience where you can go from coaster to coaster and there's not this kind of crazy massive, line waiting or anything like that. I know when I was even out there the other day, you're able to just kind of go bounce almost from one to the next and get that full Hersheypark experience.
Yeah, if your stomach can handle it, we absolutely recommend that you do that. And that's one of the things that the team has done such a great job in creating, this coaster collection that really has something for everyone. Some experiences that are nostalgic. So, for example, our Comet dates all the way back to 1946. So that's an incredible one. We've got great kiddie coasters as well. But then we have people who travel from Europe and all over, to come and experience things like Skyrush and Great Bear and Candemonium, which we added a few years ago as our longest, tallest, and fastest. So there are so many thrills to be had here, especially this new one that hopefully you can see behind me. We can't wait to have more guests experience it. So I have to ask you, what did you think? What's your review? We're taking in all the feedback.
I mean, it was amazing. It was so fast, but in a way that, like, you're getting the full experience of the flips, of the turns. The underflip concept was something that, like,
Yeah.
I'm not used to, like, when it was being explained to me over the last couple of months. But when you're going through it, it's so intensely fast, but in such a fun way that, like, you're not like afraid of, like, I had a phobia of roller coasters growing up when I was a kid, and Hersheypark was the theme park that kind of got me off of that actual, like, phobia of
Oh,
roller coasters
we're
and got me
honored.
hooked on them. And so, Wildcat was the one, like, the first ride I ever got on roller coaster wise. And so that's why, like, has that special place in my heart. And then knowing that it was kind of being kind of, revamped and upgraded, it's just such a cool experience, from the time that you're going straight up to, doing all of the crazy spins and flips and turns. It's truly an experience to remember. Honestly, like, it was one of those, I was exiting and just being like, wow, what was that? Like, so, you're going to want to get on it a bunch of times when you're there, for sure.
Oh, well, you're doing my job for me, so thanks, Marion.
You've got the grand review there. Awesome. Well, hey, Quinn, thank
Excellent.
you so much again for hopping on, and best wishes for this upcoming, launch weekend for Wildcats Revenge.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to have you back riding coasters and all of your listeners too. So have a great summer here with us.